Hello viewer, welcome to Education Matters, showing on Elimu TV, where our intention is to clarify the Kenyan education policy. I'm pleased to have with me in the studio Madam Kariuki, the principal of Munyu Mixed Day Secondary School, where she'll be taking us through the concept of ICT integration in secondary schools. But let me have her introducing herself first.
I am Lady Kariuki, the principal of Munyu Mixed Day Secondary School in Kariuki Sub-County, Kiambu County.
Thank you very much, Madam Kariuki. I will kindly request you to give us a brief of ICT integration in secondary schools.
ICT integration is there in secondary schools, partly in some of the schools, not every school. It was introduced by the government when ESP program came up, and some of the schools in the country were given the computers. And the teachers, in some of the schools, the teachers underwent some training, and they were supposed to integrate ICT during curriculum implementation in the classroom. ICT can be used in various ways during preparation of the lessons, lesson delivery, analysis, that is during evaluation, analysis of the exam, and again, even in some activities in the office, like financial management in the school, timetabling, and many other means.
Thank you. You have said that not all schools have been privileged to get the ICT integration. Your schools have the privilege. So could you kindly tell us the challenges that you have experienced in ICT integration in your school?
I want to make it clear that ours was not ICT integration. It was not an ESP program. ESP means Economic Stimulus Program in secondary schools. But we benefited from a Belgium-sponsored NGO called VVOB that picked on only 4 schools, and they wanted to pilot on ICT integration in secondary schools. They were picking on a school that did not have anything to do with ICT, a school that had minimum, and all what they wanted is an empty classroom and electricity. We happened to be one of them, and the only 54 schools in the country. That is Munyu Mixed, Kiserian Secondary in Barigo, we have Shebirat in Sotik, and Makutano in Mwala district.
So what challenges have you experienced in that process?
We have had challenges of, one is fear of technology from maybe the teaching staff, but I want to say that on this one we have tried to overcome it because our staff have undergone several trainings. The other one is shortage of facilities. We don't have enough. That when you want maybe to have ICT integration in the class, or even to expose the students to computers, sometimes the computers are not enough and they have to share one between 4. Power blackout, sometimes the power is not there. Then we also have security problems that have been there in schools, several schools. We have heard of breakages in schools and the computers goes, so the challenges are quite.
You mentioned the issue of fear of technology. Yes. Could you kindly elaborate? What do you mean by that, and how did you deal with it?
Okay. When we started, let me say that we did not have we did not have the training, we did not have the skill. But our sponsors, they started by introducing themselves, giving us their focus, what they wanted, and they gave us several trainings. The teachers in Munyu have undergone several trainings. Some at Semastia, at Kemi, even in the school itself, because they wanted us to learn on the ground. So we have even done training in the school, where members of trainers from Semastia were coming to our school, computer champions, like one in Murano, he was always there with us. And because of the changes that come with the staff, every time we have new members of staff, we train them. We invite a computer champion, and he comes to the school for 2 days to train the new teachers so that they can join the others in ICT integration.
Yes. And you also did say that this was a pilot.
Yes.
So is it still underway? Was it scaled up now for a complete rollout, or what's happening with as far as that you're saying it's VVO project or something?
Yeah, VVOB. It was a pilot project in 4 schools in the country. And we were given all the facilities. And what happened is that they wanted it to be a holistic model, whereby it's not just coming with the computers and putting them in the school and telling the principal the computers are here, go on, use them. But they involved the stakeholders, that is now us as the teachers, the DO's office, that is the education office. We also involved the parents. We told them that something is coming, we are going to get an ICT facility and we need your support. We involved the board, we involved the students, such that when we were told how much we were going to get from VVOB, we had now to sit and decide on what we wanted. We were not just told to buy 10 computers, no. What happened is that they told us, this is the money we are giving you. We are giving you 2 million. Can you now sit and decide on what you want? If you want 2 computers, go and buy the 2 computers. And they gave us the specifications of the kind of computers to buy. For us, we decided that we want laptops, and we bought 5 laptops, so that every department has a laptop. We bought 15 computers. We bought a generator, a standby generator, in case there is blackout. We wanted to solve that problem of a blackout, so that there is continuity in ICT integration. And we selected a few things that we wanted, the digital cameras, in case we wanted to take some photos out there. They also later on gave us a video camera. We have a woofer in the school. So for us now, every school was selecting what they wanted. And the sponsors, they were not limiting. They actually went by our choice. They felt, this is what you want as Munyu, can you go for it? And they paid. They only told us now to do the quotations, to ask for quotations. Then the quotations were taken to VVOB in Nairobi. They were based in Nairobi. And after that, they paid.
Thank you. I would like to hear about the challenges on the side of the students.
They also feared computers. They also feared using them because we are in a day school. And in the day school, I want to believe that maybe not every home can afford a computer. And we are like in the village. The students, we had enough to start introducing them slowly by slowly. And we had to do a timetable so that we introduce them to the computers. Even connecting the cables, putting the computer on, switching off, and then even taking some photos. We had to introduce them. Slowly by slowly, starting from Form 1. We have a timetable for that.
And when was that? When did you start?
That was 2011, that is the time the program started rolling on. And in 2012, September, we received the ICT facilities that we have today.
Right. What about the element of the community in the surrounding area? What was their response? Did you have challenges with the community?
No. The community was quite positive. If you hear somebody is giving you something, it's good to be positive that somebody has decided on you, good of you. So with our parents, I invited them and we talked. I started with the PTA, we discussed, and with the board we discussed about it. And then the parents, I called them and I told them we are going to get computers. But some of the things will not be done by the VVOB. It is us to do. It is us to prepare the room where we are going to keep the computers. It is us to enforce the rules. It is us as the parents to ensure the computers. It is us to put even an alarm so that in case of anything we are able to hear. So the parents are aware that we have that. And anytime an alarm sounds, then the parents are there calling the watchmen, calling us and telling us there's a problem.
Thank you. So it's a it's a community-owned project.
Yeah, it's a community-owned.
Thank you very much. Viewer, we are taking a commercial break. When you come back, we'll go through the success stories in ICT integration. Thank you very much. Welcome back, viewer. We are still on education matters, clarifying the Kenyan education policy in Kenya. And we are happy to have you watching us. And with my guest, Mrs. Kariuki, the principal of Munyu Mixed Day Secondary School in Thika, who are reading in ICT integration. Madam Kariuki, could you kindly now take us through the success stories? These things happened in 2012. We are now in 2016. Surely you must have achieved something.
Yes, we have achieved. Our visitors came in 2011. And they told us to start getting ready. And if somebody tells you to get ready, you start going. And we believe in what we say. So we started preparing the room. I had now to use the teachers to decide on which room can be used for as our computer lab. And they said when they were seated as the staff room, they are going to use it as the computer lab. So they had to move. We had to move now to another room which was available and maybe renovate it so that the teachers could move and we get to we started using preparing the room for ICT. As we were doing that, we also wanted to know the skills of the teachers in ICT. What somebody knew and what he or she did not know. And we made a table on what we were calling the baseline survey. We wanted to know, you as the principal, what do you know? Can you be able to type? Can you be able to edit? Can you do PowerPoint? Can you be able to take a photo and maybe you put it on your slides? And we did that table and we passed it around to the teachers. So every teacher was writing what they know. They were just putting things. And we did not put the names of the teachers. We only put the numbers. So number 1 is the principal, number 2 is the deputy, and we went down. So that any other person looking at the paper will not know that this is this person who doesn't know PowerPoint, who doesn't know Excel, who doesn't know. So it was, when we looked at it, I called now the computer champion in Sakaranja, and he came and we looked at it and we decided now we have to start. And starting, now that we did not even have the computers, we had to start somewhere. So we agreed that I go to the neighboring school that had benefited from ESP program, and we requested for space so that we train our teachers. And our teachers agreed. That was something that we were agreeing with the teachers, not just telling them, let's go. We were even agreed that this Saturday and Sunday, just imagine the commitment of the teachers that on Sunday, instead of being at home, we are going to go for ICT training. So we went with Mr. Karaja to Munyu girls, and I want to thank Madam Karaja very much because of giving us that opportunity. And we went and we got exposed to the computers that were there. Karaja started even by showing us how to connect the cables, the data cable, the power cable, all that. And we did that for 2 days, a whole Saturday and a whole Sunday. We were there. Then from there we went back to our station and we started now getting ready with the program. All along we had some people that were coming for monitoring to see what we are doing. We had Mike Bill and we also had Mr. Vitonga, who was coming from the ministry, and they wanted to see how we are preparing to receive the ICT facility. From there, we received the ICT, and we decided the first thing we do. Before they came, we knew they were coming on a particular day, but before we came, I sent 2 teachers to go and look for a very good insurance company in Thika. I did not want to do everything for myself. That it's please for doing this, please for doing that. I sent the teachers, and they went out there. And they chose on Britain. So that is the company that is insuring our ICT facility going to do. Then just before we had to do even the tables, the working surface on where to place the ICT facility, again I sent a group of 5 teachers. And they went around in 4 schools. I only called the principals and I told them that I am sending some teachers to come and see your computer lab. Those are schools that had benefited from ESP. So I sent them to Juja Farm to see the setup of the lab. I sent them to Kirwara Boys. I sent them to Kimandi and Bugiti. They went to the 4 schools, and one day it was only for that work. And they had a car. I fueled the vehicle. I gave them lunch, and they went down. So they came with a very good report and very good photos on what they had seen. So from that we combined all the 4 labs, and we managed to do our lab now, which is now a combination of the 4. So that is what we have today in Munyu. When we got to the facility now, we insured the following day, the second day. On receiving them, we insured them. We reinforced the windows, we painted the room. And now, we go back to the training of the teachers. They had been trained earlier, then the VVOB sent a team from Semastia. They came and trained us. On the ground, we were trained. Another time we went to Kemi, we were all the head of departments and me, we went to Kemi, we were there for a week. We also went to NIC3 in Nairobi. We were also there for a week. And through the trainings, we learned a lot. And we were told not to employ an ICT teacher. So we don't have a teacher that we can say, this one is in charge of lab. We even formed a committee, what we call the ICT Steering Committee. This is the committee that overlooks on what is going to be done. Morning we need this, morning we need a computer. So we meet, and I'm a member of the committee. I'm not the chair of the committee, but I'm a member of that committee. We have a chairperson. Formerly she was Madam Sadia, but she was transferred to Western Kenya. So we now have Madam Kelly, who is now the chairperson. I sit there and they tell me, Maureen, this is what we need, this is what we need for this year. And now that even the parents have agreed that they are going to chip in. And I told the parents, you cannot just get a cow. Let me use the language that I used that day. And wait for the sponsor now to keep bringing grass, bringing water, bringing salt. We have to do something for ourselves. We have to sustain this program. The parents agreed, and we did a budget. And the budget involved now putting the ceiling, reinforcing the windows, the insurance. It is done by the parents, except for this year when we could not charge for the ICT overhead.
Okay, thank you. I hear you have a good story. I want you to tell me about two things. The connection between the ICT integration as a success story and the academic achievement at the end of the NEC exam at the Form 4 level. That's one part. And the other part I want to hear about is, you mentioned to me that you in fact even got a chance to fly out to Belgium. What happened? And what is the good thing coming out of that?
I got an opportunity together with one of my teachers and two other teachers from each of the 4 schools. So we went out 10 of us. We went to Belgium and we went visiting some different learning facilities. We only wanted to see how they're integrating ICT. We came back and we started now implementing what we learned. We have done that. We have implemented ICT in teaching and learning. We are still to get to a good level of good performance. It is not reflecting very well on the performance. Maybe, I don't know whether we used a lot of time working on ICT, trying to install, trying to train the teachers and everything, but we are using ICT integration in the classroom, only that the performance is still, we still need to do something in performance. Yes. So
it means that maybe you need to increase the contact time with the students as far as ICT are concerned?
We need to increase contact time, and being a day school is quite a challenge. Day school we report in the morning at 7, and we only have maybe lunch hour as free time out of our timetable, and again up to 5. The students leave at 5. Yes.
Thank you very much. I hear you are doing something, and I look forward to a time when you have a clean report that you are saying that there is a direct benefit correlation between the ICT integration and the performance of your students at the KCC level. Now, as we turn towards the commercial break, I would want you to mention very fast about some emerging issues that are happening in the education sector. We have cases of arson in very many schools. What's happening?
I think there's communication breakdown somewhere between the administration and the students. The students have a lot of energy and they tend to divert it towards bad activities. Like arson is not actually very good. Even in our homes, we don't encourage that. So they are using a lot of energy on the wrong things. I think we need to involve our students more, so that even we involve them in decision making. We involve them even when we are picking the student leaders, so that even when they sit and discuss something, they are able to air their grievances with the student leaders, and then maybe we can curb some of these that are coming to our schools.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are taking a commercial break. When we come back, we'll focus more on emerging issues. Thank you. Welcome back to Education Matters on Elimu TV, where we watch and learn. I'm Kamau Mbogwa with my guest, Madam Principal Kariuki. And we are now looking at emerging matters. And we were just talking about the issues of the arson cases. Kindly give us a little bit more. What else is the cause of these cases? They are just becoming too many.
Students learn from what they see the parents doing and even what the teachers are doing. They have learned a lot from us as teachers when we go to the streets, demanding for maybe higher salaries. They have learned what is happening in the country, and maybe they think that is the way to go when they are solving problems. I think that is one of the causes. And you know, there's something that we say about monkey will see and monkey will do. A monkey will see and do what the mother will do. Our children will do what they see us do. Maybe even in our own homes. That is the way we are sorting out our issues. That we have to fight for something to be done. Our children have learned. And that is what they are doing when they go to schools. Maybe they have they learn channels of airing their grievances. There could be a gap between the administration or between the teachers and the students, and they are not able to close the gap. To bring them, they think that by banning or even by going on strike, they are going to bring the administration closer to them.
As a principal yourself, what have you done with your students to ensure that there isn't that wide rift?
We inform our students more. That is, we have a strong body of the Students' Council that we keep involving. We have our class teachers that meet our students every Tuesday between 1:30 and 2 o'clock to discuss on any issues that could be arising in the class. So that if it is there, it can be sorted out within the class. We have clubs where we involve our students and they meet students from different classes. That is on Tuesdays, 1 hour. That is between 4 and 5. That when they are out there, they can be able to discuss. We involve them more in games, in music, so that they are out there going for music and maybe they are able to share out. We bring the teachers closer to the students and the students we have to let them free. Like a student coming to my office doesn't have to book an appointment. A student will just come and give him a seat and we discuss. And he tells me what he's going through. It could be a problem at home. And he might project that by bringing other students to him.
Did you say you give your student a seat?
Yes, I can give them a seat. Even yesterday, the 2 students that were supposed to come here, I had to call them to the office and explain to them that we are not going with you. And I served them a cup of tea. I personally did that.
Oh, that's interesting.
I gave them and I told them now.
Now, I would also want to hear your comment on the issue that it appears like most of these some cases are happening in boarding schools. I understand you are principal in a day school. Would you comment on that?
Yes. Most of what we have read on the papers or even what we have seen on TV is coming from the boarding schools. I am coming from a day school. I have not seen this one happen. And I'm praying that it doesn't happen. You know, meaning that it has not happened, it may happen. But I'm praying.
We pray it won't happen.
I pray that something will be good. I think in boarding schools, there could be a lot of energy that is not used within the students. I think we need to involve the students more in boarding schools. In day schools, we are there during the day. In the evening, they go and meet their parents. On Saturdays and Sundays, they are there out with their parents, attending youth in the churches, attending church service out there, attending other groups out there, going for balls in the community playing fields. So they use most of the energy out there. By the time they come on Monday, even if something was building up, they have gone. Yes.
Do you also notice that most of the times when they set the buildings on fire, the building is the dome?
I don't know why somebody should use a plate and break the plate. It should be I use a plate and I keep it. These students need the dome. And that is why I don't see why I'm going to sleep in a dome and I ban it such that even by 2 a.m. I don't have a place to sleep. I don't know why they should project towards the dome.
Okay, those are now the problems and the causes. We may not have exhausted all of them. Yeah. What are the possible solutions that you could recommend as a principal, even if you are not in a boarding school?
Maybe I can only kindly request the government to increase more of the day schools. And not every student can fit in a day school. So if we have more of the day schools, that might be a way of solving some of the problems. And again, even if we have to take our students to the boarding schools, let us involve them more in decision making, in trying to reduce the gap between the teachers, the administration, so that we can maybe reduce this.
Still working on the solution. What do you have to say about this allegation, which goes like the students are complaining because of the reviewed school calendar? What do you have to say about that? As a way around solving the problem, the extension, the changing, the variation of the term date, do they have a role in this, and how do we mitigate that if it happens to be the case?
I don't think that is the case. I thought when the term is extended, we have more running time. And we even had bannings or assaults before even the terms were extended. We even had the Chaburi case some time ago. So I don't think it is the extending of the term. It is some energies within the students that have not been used.
So let's look at the solution then. How do we ensure that the students do not cling into that and use it over and over again? I'm interested more in, we seem to know the problems. The solutions are the ones that we need because it's happening so often. Yesterday, it happened somewhere in Kajiado. A few days it happened in Kisii. I think something needs to be done. The solution.
If the students can be divided in whatever level of school, whether they or don't, they be divided into small groups so that there is a teacher that talks to that group of students. So that when they talk very many times, they get closer and maybe they can be able to hear their grievances. We invoke more of guidance and counseling. Now that the caning stopped, we can't. And we need now to talk more. We also need to involve the parents more. Some of the students that bring problems, they come from other schools, they transfer after causing chaos. It is good that we don't take them. We don't take them in your schools. Because somebody will come and cause a problem. Yes.
How cooperative are the parents in the solution of these challenges?
Some of the parents come defending their children. Like a child will be out for 2 weeks in a day school and having only attended the hospital 1 day, that is going to the local dispensary, give a baby some Panadols and goes home. After that, when we invite the parent to come and discuss why the child was out for the 2 weeks, the parents are saying the child was sick, the child could not talk. So the parents side more with the students. The parents have lost touch with the students, with their own children, such that the parent fear, if I go to the teacher and support the teacher, when I get home, what will happen between me and the child?
Are you saying the parents fear their own kids?
They fear their own children. I even had a case yesterday. Just yesterday, and the parent is just saying the student could not talk, meaning that he had maybe a bad cold that brought maybe the breathing system, and the child could not come to school. And the parent is saying, "I'm And you know, when they are even insisting on the parent wanted to buy that idea that the child was sick. So mine was to ask, was the child supposed to talk in class? Or was the child supposed to sit and take notes and listen to the teacher? Then the parent is just insisting the child was sick. So they fear their own children. Even other parents.
Well, that's quite informative. We are getting to see and to learn many things, viewer. This is what is happening in schools. Madam Kariuki, I now want to give you a time to give us a parting shot, and I would want you to mention more on the ICT integration that we have just discussed about. In few words.
ICT integration, it makes learning maybe simple, motivating to the learners, motivating them to the teacher. When you prepare the notes and you put a few clips here and there, if you have to adjust the notes, it's just on the computer, so you don't have to do the notes again. And I would request maybe the schools that have this kind of facility, they train the teachers more. Let us not have an ICT person doing the work. If I can talk of Munyu, every teacher can be able to preach, every teacher can be able to type, such that they will find teachers setting their own exam and even typing. If there is an ICT person, the teachers will see like that is the barrier between them and the computer hub. So our computer hub is open every time, every day, between Monday and Friday at 7 and closes at 5. So any teacher who wants to use the computer hub can be able to use.
Thank you very much.
School can even afford a projector.
Thank you very much, Madam Kariuki. It was nice having you on the show. And now that you are on Elimu TV, I do believe that you now see the value of delivering education through media. That's what we are doing in Elimu TV. And I also hope that when you go back to your school, you'll try to integrate the TV also as a learning medium, especially watching Elimu TV on your school. Viewer, that brings us to the end of our show. It was nice having Madam Kariuki with us in the studio. She agree with me that we have a lot to learn from her. She has been there. She has done it. She is a living testament that ICT integration can be done, and where it is done, it has numerous positive results. Until next time, see you.